results. Revenue at 3.17 billion euros, up 4.2% year over year.
Reporting third quarter sales up 4.8%. Franklin Golf Romeo.
And Fed policy will be driven by the pace of the data. Same policy will remain accommodative.
Futures off sessions low, still down about 1% on the day for a little more than 4 pennies.
Welcome, I'm Mike Bellafiore, and we're live from the SMB Training classroom. Today we're going to talk about a trader's day. Our goals for this presentation are to give you a template for how you should spend your trading day. We're going to highlight the work that pro traders do each day, and I hope this gives you a feel for the dedication mandated by our boss, Mother Market. All of this should help you improve as a trader. A trader's day. There are 2 points I want to make before I get into the different time periods of the day. And that is, your ultimate goal, if you want to become a consistently profitable trader, is to embrace the mindset to improve every day. That is monumentally important. Your job is to improve every day. It's not to make money, it's to improve every day. And secondly, this is a job that I hope that you're all grateful for the opportunity to actually do each day. I feel grateful every day that I get to trade pro. And it's because that I appreciate that I do get this chance to trade pro, that I think that I'm always thinking 10 steps ahead about what I may have to adapt in my trading, how I may have to tweak my trading so that I can survive, so that I can continue to be a consistently profitable trader. Now, there are different time periods during the day. There's the open, there's the midday, there's the close, there's the after hours and the pre-market, and they all have different ways that we should attack them. And we're going to talk about that. So 8:30 to 9:30 is the preparation period. So what do you do to prepare? But let's start with the things you should be doing between 8:30 and 9:30. So you got to eat a nourishing breakfast. Steve is our health guru at the firm. He makes a big point of this, and it's true. You can't eat too much and be a good trader. It impacts your trading. You can't have too big of a breakfast. You can't have too big of a lunch. I'm almost useless on the desk if I eat too much or if I don't eat at all. All right, so you got to eat the right breakfast. Today I'm eating 5 egg whites, turkey bacon on a wrap. Sometimes I have a bagel with tofu, but it's usually pretty light and pretty healthy. Write down a goal for your day in your trading journal. You should be doing that every day. You should think, how do I make money today? You should search. And we have a tool which is called the SME Scanner, which is an incredible tool. It helps me to prepare for the trading day in a much shorter time period than when I used to. I used to have to look through, Bloomberg and Briefing and all these different news feeds to find certain stocks that I might want to trade. And the SME Scanner is this powerful program where lots of algorithms are scanning all these news feeds to find the stocks that we most want to trade. So I just walk in and I hit SME Scanner and all the stocks I want to trade just populate. That's a little bit easier. That saves me some time. So after you look through the SME Scanner, you want to pick a few good stocks for you. Trading is an individual journey. Pick a few good stocks for you. Don't pick a few good stocks that your buddy mentioned. There are going to be people who trade high beta stocks, the Amazons, the Apples, the Googles of the world, better than you. You might be somebody who trades $30 stocks better than $80 stocks. You might be somebody who loves slow-moving stocks as opposed to very wicky, crazy Tesla-type movement stocks. All right, so it's about your journey. Find the stocks that are best for you. Now I want you to research each one of those stocks that you're thinking about trading. And when we first started SMB years ago, we had something which we developed called the stock data sheet. There's certain data that you need to know before you ever can trade a stock. Information like where are the next important technical levels in a particular stock? What's the daily volume for the stock? What's the average true range of that stock? What's the, how volatile is the stock? Okay? You got to know what's the short interest of the stock. There are certain things you got to know before you should ever consider trading the stock. What's the big picture for the stock? What is the street most interested about for that particular security? You want to look at your top gainers and losers. So for me, I'm looking at all of the stocks that are up or down 3% that have increased volume in the pre-market. So I look at my scanner and I get a whole bunch of stocks and I figure out all the information I need to know about it. I'll read about the big picture in that particular stock. I'll throw it up on my charts. Then I move on to everything that's up or down 3% on some increasing volume, and I'll start to prepare, get all the information I need for those stocks. Then I want to think about, and you should think about, which stocks are best for you to trade today. You want to do that again. I want you to check where your stocks are trading in the pre-market. There's going to be information that you can learn as a pro trader by watching a stock trade in the pre-market. You can find levels that are going to be very important for that trading day. Look for the levels where there's increased volume at, where there's a big struggle between the buyers and sellers, and you want to trade off of those levels when we finally open for trading. Develop a trading plan. So I think of it as a roadmap. All right, so you only have a certain amount of bandwidth. And so I like to write down a roadmap for, hey, I'm going to start with these 3 stocks, and I'm going to be short Tesla at this price, and I'm going to be long IBM at this price, and I'm going to be short Apple at this price. And then if that doesn't work out, I'm going to go over to these other 3 stocks, and I'm going to set alerts for these 3 stocks. And if XYZ stocks gets below 16, I'm short that stock. And if VMware gets above this price, I'm long that stock. And if DDD pulls back into a certain price, I'm long. All right. And if Facebook pulls into 45, I'm getting long. And I have a roadmap. I'm thinking about, I'm not a slave to that roadmap, but I'm thinking about how I should be trading a particular day. Where are the great shorts? Where are the great longs? And I'm setting alerts for them, and I'm creating this roadmap for how I'm going to attack the trading day. Then you should be considering how your stocks may trade. You should be setting alert for these other ideas. And you should be talking, and you should be exchanging with your trading neighbors. You only have one set of good ideas. In this day and age, whether or not you're trading on a prop desk, or whether or not you're sitting home trading, you should be connected to a community. You yourself have one set of ideas. You want to be connected to 60 sets of ideas. With the internet, with the ability for us to transmit information to each other and share information, there's no reason, even if you're a trader at home, okay? Even if you're a trader at home, why you can't be connected to other very, very skilled traders who are giving you more ideas. One idea a week can make your whole week, and it doesn't have to come from you. You're tapped into a really good chat room, or you're tapped into a really good AM meeting, and you get a really good idea about getting along Facebook as it pulls into 45, and then you kick that thing out at 57 later in the week. I mean, that can really have a huge impact on your week and your trading career overall. All right, still before the open. So we have something called the SMB AM meeting. All of our guys have access to the SMB AM meeting with Steve Spencer. And so I've said this in this room many times, and I'm going to say it again. Steve Spencer is probably one of the best, well, I'm not even going to say that. He is the best. He is the best active trader today who gives active commentary on the markets. He is consistently the best in the entire country. Forget it, in the entire world, on U.S. equity markets, giving commentary on active trading. There's no one better than him. And as I always joke, if you want to actually disagree with me, we'll go outside and we'll fight. Okay? There's no one better giving, and he does this AM meeting for our desk every day. I watch it every day. even I've traded for so long, and we don't trade the same way. It is a wonderful way to get in your hands the best trades, the best potential stocks to be trading for that day. I challenge anyone watching this video, go take a look at Steve's top 3 ideas every day and see how your trading results would be if you actually had traded those 3 best stocks that he's pointing out each day. I guarantee you, your results would be a lot better. He's traded for over 18 years. He went to Wharton. This is what he loves to do. He is an incredible person to be following. And so after you've watched Steve's AM meeting, you want to read your index cards. You want to mentally and physically prepare. You want to breathe. You want to find some time. Breathe deeply. All right, you want to lower your heart rate. You want to get into that zone where you're processing data as well as you possibly can. You want to get to that point where you're not coloring the data, where you're objectively just taking the data in and making good decisions in a very calm way. The power of music and performance. So before each open, I like to listen to a particular station on Pandera. I'm not going to tell you which one because you'll make fun of me, but there's certain music I like. I turn it on, I listen to it for a couple of minutes, and it helps me. There is a very strong link between listening to music and performance. There's a reason why pro athletes listen to music before they play. There's a reason why Olympic athletes listen to music before they play. The performance literature is vast on this. Listening to music before you're going to try and compete in something directly and positively impacts your performance. You want to continue to skim for the best stocks for you, for you, for you. It's the best stocks for you. This is your career. You want to look for the best stocks for you, not the best stocks for Steve or me, the best stocks for you. So when you're listening to Steve, ferret out the trades that make the most sense to you. Or if you're connected to our chat, think about the trades that make the most sense to you as opposed to just copying. Copying doesn't work. All right, co-opting does work. Getting trades from other people that make sense to you does work. Okay, it's for you. For you, this is your journey. Watch your stocks trade before the open for information. And then from 9:30 to 11 a.m., what do you do? Okay, and this is incredibly important. And I have kicked many a trader off the desk for not doing just this. What do you do? From 9:30 to 11, what do you do and what do you not do? And what do you do? And you can see from this picture was chosen for a reason. This is Steve, and you should notice he's locked in. He's locked into trading. Okay? There's no cell phone around him. He's not chatting with his significant other. Okay? We don't have phones on the desk. I don't even know where one of the phones are on the desk. Okay, I think there's 3 phones in the firm. There's one in the conference room. All right, you don't do anything else. And this is incredibly important. You don't surf the web. You don't G-chat to your buddies. You don't text message to your significant others. You don't look on Facebook. You don't look on LinkedIn. You don't look at Instagram. Okay? You don't do any of that. You are locked in. You are a professional trader. There's nothing you're thinking about. There's nothing you're doing but trading. There are no distractions. You give it every single ounce of concentration that you can have in a calm way. That's your job for that hour and a half. And then you have the 11 to 2:30 time period. And that can be a time period where you are more relaxed and you're much more selective in your trading plays. So for me, I like to search for intraday trend plays during this particular period of time. Those are trades that are trending for the day. They're clearly trending for the day, and they have the ability to trend much, much further. I'm going to trade less in the middle of the day. I'm setting alerts for great longs, for great shorts based on information that I'm seeing as I'm ripping through charts. and information I saw on the open. I'm reviewing my important trades from the open as I'm trying to get better. I'm writing in my trading journal. I'm talking with other traders who traded the stocks that I did. And I'm going to certainly go eat lunch. There's a really funny passage in the playbook of Mr. Lunch. Mr. Lunch was a Singapore student of ours. I went over there and taught a class to the biggest brokerage house, the clients of the biggest brokerage house in Singapore, and in the rest of the Pan Asian area. And Mr. Lunch asked a question about whether or not any of us actually trade during lunch. And at that point, we actually called him Mr. Lunch because he was very, very interested in not having to actually trade during certain periods of the day because he wanted to go get lunch, which we all thought very funny. So we eat lunch generally at our desk, but it is good to go take a little bit of a break, and you do have to eat. You don't want to be hungry while you're trading. This is a performance sport. You got to eat. SMB midday recap with me. So each day at 12:30 we come in this room and we do a recap. I'll talk about trading patterns. I'm going to talk about the setups that I traded and talk to our traders about why I got into those trades, how I handle those trades. We're going to ask traders in our room, the newer traders, the developing traders, what trades they made. We're going to break them down into patterns. Trading's about getting good at patterns. It's not about guessing, predicting, or being right. I wrote a blog this week, which was probably, I think it was a top 5 blog that was read on the entire stock Twitch stream by clicks. And it was about the idea that you don't actually need to predict what's going to happen in the markets to be a good trader. And I talk about how the financial media entertainment complex brainwashes people into believing that they need to be able to predict what's going to happen in a stock or the markets to make money, and you don't. Actually, I think that's dangerous for developing and newer traders to think that you can. Well, how can you predict what's going to happen? You just started. But you don't need to predict. You can sit there and watch and observe and look for really great risk-reward opportunities, but just sitting at your desk. Okay, so during the midday review, during the midday recap, we're going over patterns, and we're going to talk about maybe some good opportunities into the close. We're going to talk about how different traders attacked setups that made sense to them. We're going to talk about, what the desk, how the desk was making money that day, and how we think the desk is going to be making money going forward. You want to check levels of the markets. You want to understand the big picture. So where are the important levels in SPY? Where are the important levels in the futures? You got to go take a look at that. You really only want to be trading A+ trades and B trades in terms of risk reward. I talk about an A+ trade and a B trade in the playbook. Those are really the trades you want to be focused on. You want to find the stocks that are best for you into the close and set alerts for those. There's got to be great longs, great shorts, set alerts for those entry points. You want to scan your news feeds and filters for trading ideas. You want to be bionic. And this is an incredibly important new concept that we keep talking about, which is you need to have custom filters for your best plays. So on our desk, we have very powerful software. You want to be building filters that find your A+ setups and thinking about how you can attack those setups. You cannot miss your best trades in this market. And you've got to have the technology that helps you to be bionic as a trader. It helps you have scanners and filters finding your best setups for you as opposed to you just flipping through a bunch of charts. Let technology do that for you. You want to talk with other traders. You want to map out how stocks might trade into the close. You want to start a dialogue with like stock traders, guys who traded your stocks. You want to check which stocks are about to report. So sometimes there's some crazy moves between 3:30 and 4 if a stock is going to report after the bell. You want to, again, prepare mentally and physically for the close, and you want to breathe. And you want to get back into that point where you're relaxed and you're processing the data in a way that's very, very clean and very, very solid in your optimal state of processing information. And then between 2:30 and 4 o'clock, what do you do again? 2:30 and 4 o'clock, what do you do again? No distractions, trade. No distractions, trade. It's only about your screens. There's a great picture self-selected again because this trader is locked in. Trading after the close. So trading into the close. You want to be careful to fight the trend. Institutional buying and selling comes in during this 3 o'clock period. This can be the heaviest volume period. You want to see this as a very separate time period. When order flow comes into a particular stock or the market, very much so, that trend can continue into the close. All right, so if you see a big buy order come into Apple, you very much want to be careful about fighting that trend in that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. After the close, so this is a funny cartoon which we put up for you. So most traders who have day traded or intraday traded, what do they do after the close? They go home. All right? They go home. They get up and they leave. They walk out. They're done. They're done for the day. It's over. I've done my work. I traded. The market just closed. What do I need to stay for? They go out. Perhaps they grab a couple of drinks with their buddies. But that's not being pro. After the close, there's work to do. There's ways to get better. We have each day what we call a manager on duty. We have a recap of the day. We're going over patterns, just like we did in the midday recap. We're going over patterns. We're talking about trades for tomorrow. We're talking about the way experienced traders, an experienced trader will come in this room, different than me, and talk about how they attack the day. They'll ask for questions from the audience. They'll ask other guys to give trades that made sense to them. Our traders are they're rehearsing, they're reviewing, okay? They're thinking about the markets, they're thinking about different patterns. They're getting better. We have something called the SMB U Performance Center. This is a way for you to crunch your numbers. It's a way for you to understand how you're trading well, what you're trading well in. All of our traders do a detailed trade review after the close. All of our traders archive a playbook trade that made the most sense to them. They don't leave before they do a detailed trade review and a playbook trade that made the most sense to them. They're archiving a setup that was best for them. They're sending that to their mentor and they're chatting with their mentor. They're talking to desk traders who traded their stocks. They're setting alerts about stocks that they traded into the close for really great longs and shorts for the next morning. They're watching video of their trading. They're thinking about trading. And there's this wonderful blog I wrote about Kevin Durant and him daydreaming. Do you think Kevin Durant has an issue daydreaming about winning the NBA championship? Of course he doesn't. All right, he daydreams about being the best player in the NBA and winning a championship probably every day. You should be tapping into the power of visualization and daydreaming. It'll make you a better trader. You want to go home and do something fun. Then you want to rip through some charts. You want to read some news. You want to check how the Asian markets are trading. You want to visualize your goal for the next day. And you want to get a good night's sleep. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. Shoot me an email to this email address. Happy to get back to you. I always do. And for really great commentary and stuff we're doing at SMB, you can check our blog. Lots of great stuff there. Thank you.